20 stores. Why did these beloved grocery chains vanish? Remember the familiar glow of the Winn-Dixie sign or the friendly chime of the A&P door? They were neighborhood staples, part of our weekly routine. Then, poof, they were gone. Ever wonder why these once iconic grocery chains disappeared? Join us on a nostalgic trip down memory lane to uncover the stories behind 20 departed grocers and see how many spark a fond recollection. Red Owl. Red Owl carved out a cherished niche as a grocery provider, enjoying particular endearment across the Midwest, establishing deep roots in states like Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the Dakotas. Its journey began in 1922, and it didn't take long for Red Owl to become an integral part of local towns and neighborhoods. This integration was significantly aided by its vibrant red branding, highlighted by a distinctive cartoon owl emblem that rendered the stores instantly recognizable and welcoming. The company cultivated a strong reputation grounded in exceptional customer service, a genuine emphasis on fostering community relationships, and a consistent offering of groceries at accessible price points. For numerous years, Red Owl flourished, serving as the reliable, go-to destination for daily shopping needs, building trust through consistent quality and friendly interactions. The easily identifiable owl became a symbol of dependability and local pride in the regions it served, representing a comfortable and trusted shopping experience for its dedicated customer base over several decades. Food Lion. Emerging from Salisbury, North Carolina, in 1957, Food Lion swiftly established itself as a prominent grocery destination throughout the American Southeast. Its identity was forged through a commitment to affordability and a distinctly practical, no-nonsense shopping environment, presenting patrons with an uncomplicated, cost-effective choice for their household needs. The brand's lion emblem evolved into a widely recognized symbol, weaving the store into the fabric of the communities it catered to. A pivotal element in cultivating customer allegiance was the innovative MVP program, a system designed to reward repeat shoppers with exclusive discounts and special promotions. This initiative proved highly effective, fostering a dedicated clientele and positioning Food Lion as the primary grocery outlet for countless families seeking value. It wasn't merely about offering low prices. It was a strategic approach to acknowledge and appreciate customer loyalty, building a relationship beyond simple transactions. This focus on rewarding consistency helped solidify its market position for a significant period. Winn-Dixie. For generations, Winn-Dixie stood as a treasured Southern establishment, celebrated for its genuinely friendly service and an inviting atmosphere that centered on community connection. Originating in 1925, it blossomed into the preferred grocer for families across the South, particularly during the defining decades of the 1960s and 1970s. It transcended the basic function of a grocery store. It was a social nexus where residents would inevitably encounter familiar faces, exchange pleasantries, and share moments of connection amidst their shopping routines. One thing that really stood out about Winn-Dixie was their slogan, "The customer is king." It wasn't just a marketing gimmick. It was part of their everyday experience. But as bigger chains like Walmart began to take over, and with financial challenges of their own, Winn-Dixie's decline was hard to avoid. By the early 2000s, the company filed for bankruptcy. Despite this, through mergers and acquisitions, the Winn-Dixie name didn't completely fade away. Today, a handful of its stores still operate in the South, keeping the spirit of the original brand alive. A&P. Born in the bustling era of 1859, the Great Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company, universally known as A&P, ascended to become the undisputed giant of the American grocery landscape by the mid-20th century. For anyone navigating the aisles during the vibrant decades of the 1960s or 1970s, an A&P visit was a common experience. The iconic, bold red logo served as a familiar beacon, and the distinct, comforting aroma of freshly ground 8 o'clock coffee often permeated the store, creating a signature sensory memory. Yet, A&P represented far more than a simple retail space for procuring weekly provisions. It functioned as a central fixture in the daily rhythm of millions of American households. The combination of reasonable prices and dependable quality made it a trusted resource. Nostalgic recollections surely include the ritual of carefully clipping A&P coupons, a thrifty strategy employed by many to secure better deals on a vast array of items, from pantry staples like canned vegetables to fresh, seasonal produce. The chain's ubiquity made it a shared cultural touchstone for generations. Safeway. Safeway remains one of the most recognized and influential grocery chains in American history, boasting particular dominance along the West Coast. Established in 1915, Safeway rapidly secured its place as a familiar household name, notably distinguished by its pioneering Safeway private label brands which offered quality alternatives. Many consumers retain vivid memories of the company's striking S logo and the unique marina-style architecture that characterized many of its stores. These buildings, with their distinctive sweeping curved rooflines and expansive glass fronts, imparted a modern, airy ambience that set them apart visually. For multiple generations, Safeway served as the dependable, comprehensive destination for virtually all grocery requirements. Demonstrating a forward-thinking approach, the chain was among the early adopters of self-checkout technology in the late 1990s, introducing a groundbreaking convenience that significantly expedited the shopping process for its customers. But as competition grew fiercer, Safeway struggled to keep up. Over time, its presence began to dwindle, and after a merger with Albertsons, many Safeway stores were absorbed into the larger chain. Piggly Wiggly. Piggly Wiggly occupies a unique and pivotal position in the annals of grocery retailing. It proudly holds the title of the very first self-service grocery store in the United States. Inaugurated in 1916 in Memphis, Tennessee, Piggly Wiggly radically transformed the conventional grocery shopping paradigm. Prior to its revolutionary concept, customers typically presented a list to a store clerk, who would then retrieve the requested items from behind a counter. Piggly Wiggly boldly dismantled this model, empowering shoppers by allowing them to freely traverse the aisles, personally selecting items directly from the shelves. The store quickly became identifiable by its whimsical pig mascot and characteristic pink and white signage, symbols that came to represent ingenuity and a break from tradition. For many communities, particularly in the South and Midwest, Piggly Wiggly was more than a mere retail outlet. It was the quintessential neighborhood market, fostering a local feel. Their catchy slogan, "Down the street, down the prices," captured that friendly, community-oriented vibe. Grand Union. Grand Union once stood as a formidable force in the grocery sector of the northeastern United States, boasting a rich heritage that traced back to the 1870s. By the midpoint of the 20th century, it had ascended to become one of the most substantial supermarket operations within its region. A key differentiator for Grand Union was its pronounced dedication to offering fresh, locally sourced produce whenever possible, a strategy that cultivated significant loyalty among discerning shoppers who valued quality and regional connection. The in-store bakery department garnered particular acclaim, with numerous former customers holding fond recollections of the enticing aroma and taste of freshly baked bread and pastries that were a signature feature of the Grand Union experience. Another element that defined the brand was its proprietary checkerboard private label, which evolved into a widely recognized and trusted name in countless households across the Northeast for everyday goods. Despite its strong foothold, Grand Union faced increasing competition. By the early 2000s, Grand Union had filed for bankruptcy multiple times. Lucky Stores. Lucky Stores etched a lasting impression as a warmly regarded grocery chain, particularly impacting the retail landscape of the West Coast, with an especially strong presence in California. Launched in 1935, Lucky rapidly gained favor. Known for its approachable, friendly service atmosphere and its highly visible, bright red signage that made its locations prominent landmarks in local neighborhoods. Among the most enduring visual cues associated with Lucky were its signature red plastic grocery bags, a seemingly minor detail, yet one that remains a point of nostalgic remembrance for many former patrons. However, Lucky offered more than just a place for procuring daily necessities. The stores were celebrated for their comprehensive in-house delis and bakeries, providing shoppers with convenient access to freshly prepared meals, sandwiches, and baked treats. Furthermore, Lucky cultivated a reputation for exceptional customer focus, notably implementing its famous "three's a crowd" policy. This commitment meant that if checkout lines grew beyond 3 customers, a new lane would promptly open, ensuring minimal waiting times. Alpha Beta. Alpha Beta existed as a well-appreciated grocery chain, diligently serving communities throughout California and extending into other southwestern states. Established in 1915, Alpha Beta distinguished itself early on through a rather unique organizational philosophy for its merchandise. Items were meticulously arranged in alphabetical order. This novel system was conceived with the explicit goal of streamlining the shopping process, aiming to make navigation more intuitive and efficient for customers. This logical approach quickly found favor among shoppers who valued the inherent simplicity and time-saving potential it offered during their regular grocery excursions. The chain achieved considerable popularity, particularly during the expansive post-World War II decades, embedding itself as a familiar and reliable component of community life. Many individuals retain memories of the memorable Alpha Beta advertising jingle, frequently broadcast on television and radio during the 1970s and 1980s. In addition to its innovative layout, Alpha Beta was also one of the first grocery chains to introduce loyalty programs. Dominick's. Dominick stood as a cherished grocery institution deeply woven into the fabric of the Chicago metropolitan area for almost a full century. Its story began in 1918, founded by Dominick de Matteo, an enterprising Italian immigrant whose vision grew into a community cornerstone. The chain cultivated a fiercely loyal customer base, built upon a steadfast commitment to sourcing fresh, high-quality local produce whenever feasible, alongside a reputation for offering premium meats and exceptional bakery goods. Patrons consistently relied on Dominick's for superior delicatessen selections and conveniently prepared fresh meals, making it an indispensable resource for busy individuals and families seeking quality and convenience. What truly differentiated Dominick's was its emphasis on delivering a personalized shopping experience. The stores consciously fostered a more intimate atmosphere, where customers often felt treated more like neighbors than anonymous consumers. By the 1980s and 1990s, Dominick's had expanded rapidly, but as the grocery industry became more competitive, it began to struggle. In the late 1990s, Safeway purchased the chain. Big Bear Stores. Big Bear Stores, originating in Columbus, Ohio, in 1933, occupies a noteworthy chapter in American grocery retailing history, recognized as one of the vanguards of the self-service shopping concept within the United States. During an era when the prevailing norm involved customers relaying their needs to clerks for fulfillment, Big Bear dramatically altered the established practice. It empowered shoppers by granting them the autonomy to select items directly from the store shelves, a revolutionary shift at the time. This innovative approach fundamentally reshaped the grocery shopping experience and positioned Big Bear among the earliest retailers to implement what is now considered the standard model. Their adopted slogan, "The store that's all yours," effectively captured this newfound sense of customer independence and control, becoming a defining characteristic of the Big Bear identity. The chain was also notable for its expansive, often warehouse-like store layouts, which accommodated an extensive variety of products under one roof. Big Bear consistently aimed to make shopping both convenient and economical, utilizing regular weekly promotions to maintain customer engagement and loyalty. Hen Pantry. Hen Pantry, first established in 1965 in the Chicago suburb of Elmhurst, Illinois, blossomed into a widely favored convenience store chain, achieving particular prominence within the Chicagoland area. The core of its appeal resided in its intentionally smaller, neighborhood-centric store design. This format positioned White Hen as the ideal destination for rapid grocery pickups, grabbing snacks on the go, or acquiring essential daily items without the hassle of navigating a large supermarket. For a multitude of residents, White Hen Pantry transcended the definition of a mere store. It represented a familiar, readily accessible haven that simplified routine errands. A significant distinguishing element was its well-regarded deli counter, which offered freshly prepared sandwiches and various deli products, elevating it beyond the offerings of standard convenience outlet. Coupled with its inviting layout and notably personable customer service, White Hen became the quintessential stop for those quick, last-minute purchases when time was short and convenience paramount. At its peak, White Hen Pantry had a strong presence throughout the Midwest. Schwegmann Giant Supermarkets. Schwegmann Giant Supermarkets represented a foundational element of the New Orleans retail environment and stood as a true innovator within the broader supermarket industry. Its origins trace back to 1869 as a modest neighborhood corner store, but Schwegmann underwent a remarkable evolution, eventually becoming one of the pioneering examples of the modern supermarket concept in the United States. By the middle of the 20th century, Schwegmann was renowned for its truly massive store footprints, which ambitiously offered not just traditional groceries, but an eclectic and wide-ranging assortment of merchandise and services, consolidating diverse shopping needs under a single expansive roof. What genuinely distinguished Schwegmann, however, was its profound and authentic connection to the local New Orleans culture. The chain actively celebrated the city's unique spirit, frequently showcasing locally produced goods and emphasizing regional culinary favorites, which infused the stores with a distinct, deeply rooted character. The chain was fiercely independent, resisting corporate buyouts when larger chains showed interest. Despite its strong reputation, Schwegmann faced increasing competition. Dillon Stores. Dillon Stores existed as a fondly remembered regional grocery chain that occupied a significant place in the daily lives of Kansas residents for many decades. Established in 1913 within Hutchinson, Kansas, Dillon's rapidly expanded its reach to become a recognizable household name across the entire state. The company built its reputation on a solid commitment to serving its communities, consistently prioritizing quality customer service and the provision of fresh, reliable products for local shoppers. Dillon Stores notably distinguished itself through a strong focus on offering fresh produce and prepared food options, presenting a diverse range of choices designed to meet the needs of increasingly busy consumer lifestyles. Furthermore, Dillon's demonstrated foresight by being among the early regional grocers to actively embrace and promote health-conscious product lines, incorporating these options well before they became a ubiquitous trend. Throughout its growth, Dillon's maintained a strong presence in the community. However, Dillon's was acquired by the Kroger Company in 1983. Food Fair Pantry Pride. Food Fair, which subsequently transitioned to the Pantry Pride banner, once enjoyed considerable popularity as a grocery chain, achieving significant prominence during the mid-20th century, particularly establishing strongholds in the northeastern U.S. and Florida. A key factor that made Food Fair notable during its formative years was its proactive embrace of modern shopping comforts. Demonstrating considerable foresight for its time, it was among the vanguard of grocery chains to widely implement air conditioning within its stores. This innovation offered patrons a considerably more pleasant and comfortable shopping environment, especially during warmer months, setting it distinctly apart from many smaller, less equipped local grocers of that era. In the 1960s, a significant corporate rebranding initiative saw Food Fair adopt the new identity of Pantry Pride. Under this name, the chain persisted in its growth trajectory, continuing to serve communities with an ever-broadening array of grocery products and household goods. However, competition took a toll. Eagle Food Centers. Eagle Food Centers, frequently referred to simply as Eagle, functioned as a well-regarded grocery chain deeply embedded in the Midwest for more than a century. Its journey commenced in 1900, evolving from modest, localized business into a widely trusted name throughout the region, becoming an essential shopping destination for countless families. What truly characterized Eagle was its unwavering dedication to superior customer service and the cultivation of strong, meaningful connections within the communities it operated. The chain gained recognition for providing quality merchandise under its proprietary Eagle private label, which became a signature element of the store's identity and offering. Many former shoppers retain distinct memories of the eagerly anticipated weekly advertisements and the particular excitement generated by double coupon promotional events, which transformed routine grocery shopping into something perceived as a more special and value-driven occasion, fostering customer loyalty through tangible savings and engagement. Throughout the 1990s, however, Eagle began facing increased competition. Buttrey Food and Drug. Buttrey Food and Drug, with origins dating back to 1900, established itself as a cherished regional supermarket chain, primarily operating across the northwestern expanse of the United States. Renowned for its distinctive business model that integrated both grocery and pharmacy services conveniently under a single roof, Buttrey provided a highly practical one-stop shopping solution. This combined offering proved especially attractive to residents residing in smaller towns and more rural communities where such consolidated services were less common. The chain consistently prioritized a friendly, small-town approach to customer service, which was instrumental in cultivating a dedicated and loyal customer following. Despite its strong presence in the region, Buttrey struggled to compete with larger, more national chains. In the 1990s, the company was acquired by Albertsons, and most of its locations were either rebranded or closed. Genuardi's. Genuardi's, tracing its roots to a modest produce market founded in 1920 in Norristown, Pennsylvania, evolved into a much-admired regional supermarket chain. Celebrated for its unwavering focus on providing fresh, high-caliber food items, Genuardi secured a favored status among families residing in the greater Philadelphia metropolitan area. The direct, hands-on involvement of the Genuardi family in the company's day-to-day operations significantly contributed to its unique identity, fostering a strong emphasis on personalized customer service and active community engagement. A particularly noteworthy feature was its in-store bakery, which garnered widespread local acclaim, alongside the chain's forward-thinking early adoption and promotion of organic food products. In 2001, Genuardi's was acquired by Safeway, which marked the beginning of the end for the chain. Over time, many of its stores were rebranded or closed, and by 2012, the Genuardi's name had been phased out entirely. Finast. Finast, an acronym derived from First National Supermarkets, stood as a significant grocery entity within the northeastern United States, its inception dating back to 1899. Widely known for its steadfast commitment to delivering value, Finast effectively employed the slogan, "First in quality, first in savings," a message that strongly resonated with budget-conscious shoppers across the region. The chain distinguished itself through its extensive assortment of store-brand products, offering affordable alternatives across numerous categories. Furthermore, Finast was an early trailblazer in adopting the self-service shopping model, granting customers greater autonomy and control over their grocery selection process compared to older clerk service formats. One of Finast's most impactful innovations was its pioneering implementation of barcodes and electronic scanning technology at checkout counters. This adoption placed it among the very first grocery chains in the entire United States to embrace this efficiency-enhancing technology. Despite these advancements, the chain struggled in the 1990s, leading to financial difficulties. Delchamps. Delchamps operated as a well-regarded southern grocery chain, founded in 1921 in the city of Mobile, Alabama. The chain became recognized for its characteristically large store formats, an extensive selection of merchandise, and a firmly held commitment to offering high-quality fresh produce and premium meats. Delchamps was notably among the pioneers within its region to broadly embrace the concept of incorporating full-service in-store bakeries and delicatessens. Exceptional customer service was consistently highlighted as a defining feature, and Delchamps successfully cultivated a loyal patronage by prioritizing the creation of a genuinely welcoming and friendly atmosphere for everyone who walked through its doors. However, despite its strong presence, the chain struggled in the face of growing competition from national and regional rivals. In 1997, Delchamps declared bankruptcy, and many of its stores were sold off to Jitney Jungle, marking the end of the Delchamps era. Pathmark. Pathmark emerged as a true behemoth in the northeastern grocery market, launching its first stores in 1968. Distinctive for its massive, warehouse-style retail spaces, it rapidly gained widespread popularity by offering an exceptionally broad array of products at consistently competitive prices. Consumers appreciated the sheer convenience of fulfilling nearly all their shopping needs in a single location, a benefit often amplified by Pathmark's pioneering adoption of 24-hour operations in many stores. The chain was also renowned for its bold, high-impact advertising campaigns that effectively captured public attention. A key aspect setting Pathmark apart was its forward-thinking approach to integrating in-store services. Notably, it was among the early adopters in its region to incorporate full-service pharmacies within its supermarkets. Despite all its success, Pathmark couldn't escape the pressures of modern retail, and by 2015, the company filed for bankruptcy. It was acquired by A&P, and the Pathmark brand is no longer around in its original form. Superfresh. Superfresh made its entrance onto the scene in 1982, establishing its presence within the northeastern U.S. grocery sector as a component of the larger A&P corporate family. It swiftly carved out a niche, becoming a favored destination for shoppers who placed a high value on accessing fresh, superior quality produce and a diverse selection of goods presented in clean, brightly lit store environments. The in-store bakery and delicatessen departments were particularly prominent features, consistently offering freshly prepared baked items and convenient ready-to-eat meal solutions that fostered repeat business. Superfresh further enhanced customer loyalty by implementing a dedicated rewards program, providing additional incentive for shoppers. Demonstrating a progressive stance, the chain gained recognition for its early efforts in adopting more environmentally conscious operational practices, earning commendation for initiatives aimed at lessening its overall ecological impact. However, by the 1990s, Superfresh faced increasing competition and financial challenges mirroring A&P's struggles. Waldbaum's. A fixture in the New York metropolitan area for much of the 20th century, Waldbaum's began its journey in Brooklyn in 1904. Founded by Israel Izzy Waldbaum, The chain grew from a neighborhood store into a significant regional player, known for its commitment to quality, particularly in its butcher and deli departments. Waldbaum's cultivated a reputation for being a reliable, community-focused grocer, expanding steadily through the decades. In 1986, the chain was acquired by A&P, operating as a distinct banner within the larger company. However, it ultimately shared the fate of its parent company, facing increased competition and financial difficulties. When A&P filed for bankruptcy in 2015, the Waldbaum's name largely disappeared from the retail landscape, marking the end of a long-standing New York grocery tradition remembered for its neighborhood feel and quality perishables. Kohl's food stores. Before the Kohl's department stores became ubiquitous, the Kohl family enterprise began with Kohl's food stores in Wisconsin. Founded in 1946 by Maxwell Kohl, this grocery chain rapidly gained popularity in the Milwaukee area and beyond. Known for its innovative approach, Kohl's food stores featured appealing store designs, high-quality perishables, and competitive pricing. It grew to become the dominant grocery chain in southeastern Wisconsin by the 1960s. While the department store side flourished, the grocery division faced increasing pressure. In 1983, the Kohl family sold both the department stores and the food stores. A&P acquired the grocery operations, but struggled to maintain their performance. By 2003, A&P closed the last remaining Kohl's food stores, ending a significant chapter in Wisconsin's retail history, though the Kohl's name lived on powerfully through the department store chain. Penn Fruit Company. Originating in Philadelphia in 1927, the Penn Fruit Company became a beloved and innovative supermarket chain in the Mid-Atlantic region. Founded by 3 Lithuanian immigrants, the chain was known for its emphasis on high-quality fresh produce, often displayed in dramatic, abundant arrangements that became a company trademark. Penn Fruit pioneered several concepts, including locating stores in suburban shopping centers with ample parking, a departure from traditional urban storefronts. The stores were large for their time, offering a wide variety of goods beyond basic groceries. Despite its initial success and reputation for quality, Penn Fruit faced intense competition from larger national chains and financial difficulties. The company was eventually sold in the mid-1970s, and the Penn Fruit name gradually vanished from the retail scene, though it's remembered fondly for its quality focus and forward-thinking approach. Did we miss your favorite grocery store? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this nostalgic journey, check out more videos in our series and relive the memories. Don't forget to subscribe and share Gold Days USA with friends who love a trip down memory lane. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.